Greg wishes he could take his brain out of his head so it could go to school in his place. He doesn't seem to have a problem with the idea of walking around all day without a brain. I know several famous people who do that. Argo Funk Book Review, Argo Funk Book Review. Greg's school has never been the best at academics, but things are definitely getting worse. One teacher taught fake Latin for 3 months, another only cares about her upcoming retirement, and the science teacher bores everyone unless he talks about farts. Greg says kids love reading the Commando Crocodile books. I'll admit, those books look cool. I would read one if they made one. Sadly, the books were banned because the crocodile doesn't wear pants. Parents don't want to see Commando Crocodile go commando. When a school library has a book drive, parents use it as an excuse to get rid of all the books they don't want anymore. That is depressingly realistic. But Greg likes it because now he can read spicy romance novels. Things at school get so bad, they bring Principal Bottoms out of retirement. He starts offering rewards to the kids who get all A's. That's supposed to encourage kids to get good grades, but instead, it encourages kids to cheat for good grades. Their cheating methods are so complicated, it would be easier for them if they studied. The school is named after Larry Mack, who used to be the principal. He later became famous as a car salesman. It turns out he paid for cars by robbing the school for years. The school is oddly proud of being named after a criminal. Until Greg becomes famous, there aren't any better options for school names. Albert Sandy says the stolen money is still inside the school. Kids trash the building trying to find it. Now there's a tunnel that goes through Greg's locker. Kids use it as a shortcut. The school cracks down on fake hall passes and students taking too long in the bathroom. This seems to encourage kids to misbehave even more in the bathroom. They also stop selling fudge dogs in the school cafeteria. Those are tofu dogs dipped in fudge. A cafeteria lady invented them by accident, and they are super popular. Naturally, the kids care more about the fudge dogs than anything else in school. Larry Mack has a son named Larry Mack Jr., who has a son named Junior Jr. Greg thinks that name is unfair. It basically forces the kid to take over the family business. On the other hand, if kids got to name themselves, they'd pick dumb names like Arglefumph. When the town builds a new stadium, the school loses a lot of budget. They cut down on supplies, heating, and lights. You don't need lights to learn, right? Things get worse when animals infest the school, and a bunch of teachers quit. 7 janitors are replaced with a creepy second-hand robot. Putting googly eyes on the robot just makes it worse. Principal Bottoms offers a paid subscription for students with great perks like real furniture and full-size candy bars. The subscription is $13 a month. Based on the fudge dogs incidents, I'm pretty sure the kids eat more than $13 a month. I'm pretty sure the subscription kit actually loses money. The school experiments with paid advertising and renting out classrooms for storage space. At the PTA auction, Mom gets into a bidding war with a rival mom. As a result, Greg is made principal for the day. Principal Bottoms takes full advantage of his day off. He leaves Greg to take care of all the paperwork, angry teacher meeting, misbehaving students, and a big assembly where the principal kisses a pig. Greg quits the job early. I don't know why this bothers Greg. His family used to have a pig of their own. It's revealed the school will be closed if their grades don't improve. Half the kids will go to rival school Slacksville, while the other half goes to a great school named Fulson Tech, where students are pampered. So half the students want to fail on purpose, while the other half tries desperately to get good grades. When Alex Aruda leaves, the school is forced to redo the list of who goes where, which turns everything upside down. In the end, the state tests don't matter. They're interrupted by a huge swarm of bees, and everyone fails. Greg is sent to Slacksville. He ends up liking it because the other kids are so dumb, he looks like a genius in comparison. Everyone thinks he's smart because he can tell time, and he becomes popular when he pretends he invented fudge dogs. Greg even gets a girlfriend named Sophie. They hold hands in the hallway, and he works up the courage to ask her out to the movies. That's when things fall apart. Sophie's dad is Larry Mack Jr. He watches Greg suspiciously the whole time. Larry is so impressed by Greg's smartness, he donates enough money to reopen Larry Mack Middle School. So Greg loses his girlfriend and gains Larry as a classmate. The end. Post book follow up. I liked this book. It definitely feels like a return to the series' roots because it's the first book in a while to focus so much on the school. The book is mostly about the school, not Greg, but unlike last book, Greg is involved in enough of the stories that it works fine. I think readers wouldn't mind if we saw more of Rolly and Greg's family in this book. I'm sure they have an interesting perspective on the events at school. I also would have liked seeing more of certain teachers. They seemed interesting enough that they could support their own short stories. Instead, the teachers are shown once and don't appear again, as per usual for this series. This is one of many Wimpy Kid books where a bunch of big stuff happens at the end, only for everything to go back to normal. Greg becomes the most popular kid in school and gets a girlfriend? Wow! That segment should have been twice as long, easily. I would cut out both of the High Flyers Club segments in favor of expanding that ending. The ending says Slacksville gets all the credit for inventing fudge dogs. That can't be true. Earlier, Greg's school had a public fudge dog festival. That should be more than enough proof they invented fudge dogs first. It seems odd that the school would ban fudge dogs when it makes them more money than anything else. I would expect them to open a fudge dog store and sell them to the general public. Overall, I liked the book even if I have a bunch of suggestions on how to improve it. I think my suggestions all boil down to make it more like the first 3 books of the series, where Greg told distinct stories. This is more like a collection of stand-up comedy routines that mention school, which can all be summarized as things at Greg's school got worse. I give Diary of a Wimpy Kid number 18, no brainer, a 9 out of 10.